It's Les Dyer again, and I'd like to thank you for taking just a couple of minutes to hear my message today. Last week was Easter, and I spoke about the fact that one could see the death of Jesus either in a very negative way, in a very hurting and awful way, or one could also see it in a very positive way, leading to great advantages and great opportunities. And we can do that with just about everything in our lives. All religions contain priceless gems of ageless wisdom. Last week, during my short talk, I mentioned the ancient story of Moses and the Israelites fleeing Egypt with Pharaoh and his men chasing them down as they reached the banks of the Red Sea. Now, Egyptian records of the time are very thorough, but they make no mention at all of the event, or even of tribes of slaves in Egypt that originated from Judea. So we need to look into the story more deeply to find its true meaning. In the Kabbalah, it's written that everyone stopped when they came to the water's edge. After all, it's a deep inland sea, the Red Sea, and most Palestinians probably weren't long-distance swimmers. Behind them, they could see the Egyptians closing in. So they started crying out to their God. They cried out to their God, to Yahweh, to save them. But nothing happened. Zilch. Zero. Nada. Then a voice clearly said to Moses, "Why do you all cry out to me? Tell them to move forward." This required trust. After all, the Red Sea is extremely deep and extremely wide. But this was the very purpose of the story. It was the reason some rabbi wrote the story in the first place. He was asking his people, do you trust the divine? In one of my books, I tell the story of Norman Vincent Peale, famous author of The Power of Positive Thinking. He was speaking from his pulpit in the Reformed Church in New York. In his gravelly voice, he asked if there was anyone in the congregation who had no problems or issues or difficulties. And a few brave people timidly lifted their hands. He stared at them for a moment, and then he said to them in his gravelly voice, "Well, I suggest you leave this church immediately. Go directly home. Go into your bedroom and kneel by your bed. Put your hands together in prayer and ask the Lord, 'What's wrong, Lord? Don't you trust me anymore?'" You know, trust isn't just being thankful for the good things that happen. Trust is trusting that we have within us the ability to change circumstances. Trust says that God has given us the strength to move forward. God doesn't move forward for us. God has given us the power to love rather than hate. God doesn't do the loving for us. God has given us the energy to move mountains of problems if we have to. God doesn't move the mountains for us. God has given us the ability to turn society's nightmares into society's joys. But God doesn't do it for us. It's up to us. It's no good asking God to clean up our messes. God gave us the skills to clean them up ourselves. So, what's your Red Sea issue or issues? And how are you fixing them with the love, strength, energy, and ability that God gives every one of us? Or do you believe that God is simply a childish idea that as adults should be discarded? Or that God is a lucky talisman like a lucky rabbit's foot? Is God simply a hopeful idea that you pray comes true after life? Take some time to answer this question. Do you truly trust in a power far greater than your own? And if you do, what's your next step forward? God says, why do they ask me to fix it? I've given them everything they need. They just need to trust. All of us can really learn from this lesson. I know I can. And I hope you can as well. I send you many, many blessings. And may peace be within you. And before I go, let me just remind you, in case you have friends or you're in the area, that my Newcastle Spiritual Abundance Workshop weekend, it goes all weekend, 24th and 25th of May. And in Mackay in North Queensland, my Spiritual Abundance Workshop weekend is the 7th and 8th of June. Now, they're by donation. No one need ever be embarrassed about not having any money or not having enough money. It's by donation. You can put it in an envelope. No one even needs to know what you're putting in there. I don't do these things for money. And you know, after 40 years, I think I'm finally learning how to help people find their true worth and value. That's a joke. So please, if you know people, let them know. Or if you yourself can come along, do so and share in the peace, the love, the light, and the remembering. Namaste. And have a beautiful, beautiful week.